All right, today we're going to finish multi-step equations. So here's the first one we're going to look at. We have 55 equals 2x minus 13. Remember, we really like our variable first, so I'm going to flip this. Okay, now I'm going to find my variable. On the side with my variable, I want to get rid of the one that's least attached. So that's the minus 13. The opposite would be adding 13. Remember, you're going to do it to both sides. So this one cancels off and you're left with 2x equals 68. Now to undo the multiplying by 2, you would divide by 2, and so x would equal 34. Okay? All right, let's look at a little harder one. Say we have that. Okay, we're going to rewrite it. Now I'm going to undo the plus 4, so that means I'm going to subtract 4. To undo dividing by 2, I would multiply both sides by 2, and I would get x equals 22. Okay. All right, now I want to do one that's just a lot harder. Okay, this one's actually going to have 3 steps in it, not 2. Okay, so if you notice, I have 3 things in here. I have the negative 9 that's being multiplied by everything in here. Then I have a 9 that's multiplied by my x, and then I'm subtracting 43. So I actually have 3 operations to undo. Now, first thing I want to do is, because this whole phrase right here is multiplied by negative 9 and there's nothing else over there, I want to divide by negative 9 to get rid of it. And again, I'm going to do both sides. So now that takes care of this. It does not affect anything inside of here. So you're left with just 9x minus 43. Remember, that's a positive 20 because a negative divided by negative is always positive. Now, we kind of go back to what we've been doing, 2 steps. So to get rid of the 43, we're going to add. And then I would divide by my 9 to undo it. And I would get 7. Okay? Now, one thing also that I want to talk about today is modeling. Now, modeling equations, okay, means I'm going to use some kind of a figure to represent what I'm doing. Now, if I just had x equals, change it to a 3, okay, and we have a picture of something. Here's my paper. X is going to be represented by a box, and my 1s are going to be represented by circles, okay? Because it's equal, one side has to be balanced to the other side. So I would draw 1 box is equal to 3 circles, okay? And that would be my picture representation or my model of x equaling 3, which would be my zeros. Now, let's look at another. Let's say I have something like x plus 5 equals 2, okay? So again, here's my paper. There's my equal part. So again, if we're going to use the same thing of x's is equal to my squares and my numbers are equal to my circles, then I would have x plus 5 on one side. So I would have 1x and then 5 circles. Okay? Then, if this is going to represent 2, then I would just have 2 on the right side. Okay. Okay, let's look at another. Let's say we have 3x equals 6. So again, my equals. So I'm going to have 3 x's this time. So I'm going to have 3 squares. And I'm going to have 6 ones. Okay. Now, if I was to ask you what 1x would represent, kind of drew this in that way. Okay, I put 2 on each line, so each x would represent 2 circles. All right, and if you actually solve that, you would divide both sides by 3, and x would equal 2. Okay.